Welcome to Critical Encounters Gameplay Stream. I'm your at the table host, Steve, playing for a third time in the Fear No Evil box with live cards. Trigger warning, no sleeves. Daniel's forcing me. Anyhow, this was my third attempt at the Art Museum with a different villain. So we're going to take Purple Man on against the Art Heist. If you haven't seen the other two videos, go back and watch those. See how I did against Hammerhead and Electro. Those were both with Daredevil. I'm switching over to Maya Lopez. I'm going to play a little Echo. So I'm sure I'll fumble along with those new cards. Art Heist requires us to put one of these randomly on the villain. So let's shuffle them up and see which one we start the game with. Ooh, the Pottery. I kind of like that one the most. You just get Stalwart. And that can be very helpful. Okay. Shuffle them in. So Purple Man is a 1 scheme 0 attack. Obviously, still getting boost cards. Each influence minion gains guard. And then each boost card from the Purple Man encounter set gains the special ability boost. After this activation, deal this card to yourself as a face down encounter card. So you're going to see Purple Man's cards. He's not attacking, but his things are. Okay. This one gives you Stalwart. It's a Wild or Exhaust to steal it. +1 thwart. And then this goes up by 1 more than the number of art attachments out there. Maya Lopez. Practice makes perfect. Interrupt. When you change to hero form, search your deck for an aspect or basic event and add it to your hand. See, basic is not an aspect. Okay. 6 cards. Daredevil. Echo's Katana. Muscle Memory. A bunch of good cards so far. Energy. Photographic Reflexes, and a Strength. Wow, that's a good start, I think. So her whole thing, she's a 2/2/2. Defender, Martial Artist. Watch and Learn. Response. After a player, including me, plays an aspect or basic event, tuck that event under here from that player's discard pile. So it does go to the discard pile first, then comes back out. Then if there are more than 3 tucked cards here, discard all but 3. So you can have 3 here and just keep going. And then she has cards like Photographic Reflexes. If you're in hero form, you can discard Photographic Reflexes from your hand to play an event tucked under Echoes. If it were in your hand, reduce the cost to play that event by 2. You cannot trigger Echo's Watch and Learn ability for that event, which means you can't cycle it up a few times, right? But it's pretty neat. Okay. Let's see here. She's got a bunch of good cards. Let's put some stuff out. Let's spend a strength to put out a muscle memory. Let's spend an energy to put out a katana. Let's spend a daredevil to... Oh, let's flip. Let's spend a daredevil to get the pottery. Because it's a wild. He's a wild. He's much better for other stuff, but you know what? I'm going to do it. So after you play an event, exhaust the katana, deal damage to an enemy equal to that event's printed cost with piercing. And then this is exhaust to add an event from underneath her to your hand. So you can use those as resources. You can play them if you don't have a photographic reflex. I'm going to hold on to a photographic reflex. But before that, I will punch Purple Man in his purple face for 2. Okay. Ready. I feel like this is a good start. Would have loved to got Daredevil out too, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, bunch of cards. This is a defense. When an enemy initiates an attack, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Okay. Alright, 1 threat goes here. Purple Man is going to attack. Do I want to do this? I want to play this. Exhaust this card, generate a wild resource for an event being played by any player. So this is definitely increases cost of this card by 1 for each ally. This is a ready. So I'd like 2 for that. 1 for this. So I'm not going to do this, get their attention just yet. I'm just going to take his hit. 2 damage. Oh, there goes one of the art items. Try to make a little more room here. Okay. He hits me for 2. Alright, counter card. Place a pursuit counter. Oop, that's not a pursuit counter. That's a pursuit counter. And then the villain attacks you. He's going to attack. I'm going to let him hit me again. 2. This is one of his cards. So I do take 2 damage. Gets dealt to me face down. We're still in the encounter card phase. It gets flipped back up. They have this boost here to make you remember that there's that boost. When revealed, choose an influence minion from the encounter discard pile and reveal it. Otherwise, this card gains surge. So it will surge. And he will attach an impossible object. After this card attaches to a character, confuse that character. Okay. He's like, that thing's impossible. And that is a mental or an exhaust. Okay. I'm going to spend these 2. Put out American Sign Language. I will exhaust this card to generate a wild for an event being played by any player. That's me. Okay, so I can do that. Cool. All right, Echo will thwart. She'll punch for 2. Okay. Then I will generate 1 to play Army of 1 to ready my hero. I'll use the Katana. After you play an event, exhaust the Katana, deal damage equal to that card's printed cost with piercing. So generate hits for 1. And then this Army of 1 gets tucked under here. Okay. And then I will thwart for 2. Okay. Then I'll spend Photographic Reflexes to play a card from under a tucked card for 2 less, which lets me ready. I cannot tuck it again, so it goes into the discard pile. I'll then exhaust to take the impossible object, and I get confused, but I'm stalwart because of my appreciation of this fine pottery. Then I'll ready. Oh, he is confused, huh? Then I'll flip. Okay. And ready. And I'll get 6 cards. Okay, 1 threat. Confused. Counter card. Cop with quick strike and vulnerable. Alright. And when it would scheme, it would attack. Otherwise, when you defeat it, it's 2 threat. I don't think I have stuns and confuses. So I'm going to have to suck that up and beat that cop up. Alright, I'm going to recover, though, because I only have 5 health. Okay. Alter Ego, the res. Exhaust the res. Heal X damage from Maya Lopez or X is the highest cost among cards tucked under her. Oh, neat. Stand Alone is nice. Ronin looks good. Alright. Let's flip. When you change your hero form, search your deck for an aspect or basic event and add it to your hand. I did not do that the first time. Search your deck for an aspect or basic event. Okay. I kind of like that Army of 1 was pretty cheap, huh? Powerful punches, get their attention. So, let's see. I'm going to spend 1 for that. I'm going to spend 1 for that. I'm spend whatever I draw for that. So let's grab we'll grab a powerful punch. Oh no, let's get an Army of 1. Let's get an Army of 1. So I think I can actually use it this turn. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I'll put out the res. I will spend this for Ronin. Ronin is if you don't control any allies, you get +1 defense and retaliate 1, which is nice. Okay. Make a little room here. I'll spend photographic reflexes to get stand alone. When an enemy attacks before any defender is declared, if you do not control any allies, exhaust stand alone or ready your hero. Okay. And then sign language to generate a wild for army of 1, which will ready. I use the katana to ping this cop for 1. This will tuck. I will exhaust to do 2 more. When the cop is defeated, I have to put 2 threat on the main scheme. Okay. Add a card to my hand. And I ping for 1 because that was the cost. I don't want to put it back into my hand yet. Okay, done. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, 1 threat. He's going to attack. I do have powerful punches, so let's see here. I can spend 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, alright. I'll spend 1, 2, 3, 4. To powerful punch. When enemy initiates attack, deal 4 damage to the enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if I did these wrong. Oh well. I use the katana to do 2 more because that's what its cost is. I'll tuck it, because that's what she does. And then I will defend because I don't want him to steal. What happens? Do I get to choose? I mean, I could give him the confuse him. I won't defend. I get to choose, right? Doesn't say random. Okay. No boost. 0 damage. He gets 1. He can have the impossible object back, which will confuse him. And I have retaliate somewhere. Ronin. Okay. Encounter card. Judge. 3 scheme, 0 attack, 2 health. Vulnerable when defeated, put 3 threat on the main scheme. Yikes. 3 threat. Oh, no attack though. Okay. Alright. My turn. I do not have a lot going on. But I can use muscle memory. I can use muscle memory to put powerful punch back into my army of 1 back into my hand. I can thwart for 2. I can spend 1 to spend 1 to tuck 1 to ready to hit for 2. And my turn. Okay. 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 threat. It's going to attack. This time I will defend because I do not want to lose the stalwart card. Okay. Alright, this has a 0 boost, but it gets dealt to him at me as a face-down encounter card because it's from the Purple Man set, according to this. So I take 0 damage, but I do retaliate for 1. That will flip Purple Man to his second stage. Each influence minion gains guard and villainous. Ah, guard. shoot. Well, too late now. I'm going to guess the judge would be dead. All right, fine. Let's see if I can fix this. So, I punched him for 2, but I had to have punched the judge because she had guard, which put 3 threat out. Okay. That means he was at 3 and he takes 1 retaliate. He's down to 2. Okay. All right, I fixed it. But I did defend. I didn't take any damage. Encounter card. There's a lot going on in this set. Firefighters attack get piercing. When defeated, discard the highest cost support or upgrade from play. Oh, not even that you control. Just in multiplayer, it can affect somebody else. Campaign stuff, things like that. Okay. Protect. 3 uses. Exhaust this card and remove 1 command counter from it. Give the villain a tough status card. Forced action. Okay. Okay. I gotta remove some threat. Starting. You may add this card to your hand before drawing your starting hand. Your hero gets +1 defense. What? That's cool. Alright. Let's put out choreography. Access this card, shuffle 1 aspect or basic event from your discard pile into your deck. If you're an alter ego, draw 1 card. Okay. Alright. Muscle memory to draw the army of 1 into my hand. Stand alone. We'll play innate reflexes to get +1 defense. Ronin's giving me +1, so I'm +2 defense. I'll generate 1 resource for army of 1 to ready. Hit for 1. It is an attack right here. It gets tucked. I use this. Exhaust this card. Turn that into a tough. Highest cost support or upgrade. Oh, they're all 2s. Alright, I'm going to thwart for 2 because I don't want to lose by threat. I could pull that back. I'll pull that back here. 4 thwart, 4 defense. It's too bad. This would be great multiplayer. Alright, shuffle an aspect or basic event into my deck. I don't get to draw. I'm really liking this army of 1, so let's shuffle that army of 1 back in. Okay. Done. One threat. Purple man goes to attack. I could just not defend. Because if I don't defend, he can have this back and he gets confused. He's already confused. And I'll be ready. So I'm not going to defend. This is the boost, right? Move an art attach. Oh no! From the. Alright. This gets moved. I forgot about those. All right, and then he hits me for nothing. I retaliate for 1. Then he gets this one too, which he loses his confused. Shoot. All right, the firefighter attacks me for 1 with piercing because that big old axe. My turn. Drats. Okay. In harm's way, increases cost. Okay. Deal X damage to an enemy and remove X where X is your defense. Okay. Let's do this. Let's pitch. Let's pitch a standalone. For a temporary defense buff. Let's. Oh, I'm gonna lose something here. I gotta lose one of these when I kill the. Alright, I'm attacking for 2 into the firefighter. I have to discard the highest cost support or upgrade I control. We'll get rid of the katana. Because I want to be able to keep looping stuff. I'll use this to put a powerful punch back into my hand. And then I'll spend 3. For an in harm's way. Deal X damage to an enemy and remove X threat from screen where X is your defense. 2, 3, 4, 5. And remove. So it's 5 and 5. 5 threat. 5 damage. Okay. I could use this to pay for it so I can keep the study the tape in my hand. Okay. Alright, Purple Man. Flips. 15 health. I have a lot of health. Okay. Alright, they're now guard and villainous. And it has the same boost effect. I have to do this before my turn ends, which I'll do now. And harm's way gets tucked. And then I'll spend this mental to take the impossible object. Do I want that? I get confused. Yeah, I'll still take it. Okay. Done. I'll use choreography to shuffle an aspect or basic event. We'll put this powerful punch in. I'm not alter ego, so I don't get to draw a card. But that lets me keep doing that. Alright, readying up. That's pretty solid. I don't think I realized it was both thwart and attack, even though it says it right on there. 2 threat, because he's got one. He's going to attack. I could let him... Oh, he won't become stunned. I want this. I'm just going to... Let's It's 4 damage. I think I want to just play this. I will not defend or anything. Alright, hits for 3 now. I retaliate for 1. Okay. Nothing funky happens. Counter card. Serve. Obligation. 3 counters. Oh, protect and serve are on the table. Although serve is quite literally serving meals. That's funny. Exhaust this card, remove a command counter from it, put 2 threat in the main scheme. Yikes. Okay. My turn. Okay. Do I have a wild? I don't. I can exhaust. Alright, I'm going to exhaust to take the Inspiring Pottery, which stalwarts me, which removes that. Okay. I will use Muscle Memory. I'll use Photographic Reflexes. If I'm in hero form, I can discard the reflexes from my hand to play an event tucked under Echo as if it were in my hand, reducing the cost by 2. Okay, so I'm going to play this one. Reducing the cost by 2. I'll use the American Sign Language to generate 1 for that. So, oh, and then this is gone because it was temporary. Okay. So I'm playing in harm's way via Photographic Reflexes. My defense is a 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do 4 damage and 4 threat. So 4 here. It's down to 11. Okay. I could do that again. Or let's use this. Put the tough. No, not yet. I'll play. I'll do an army of 1 to ready. I'll attack for 2. Okay. I will use muscle memory to put that army back into my hand. And I will spend that to ready. I'll use this now. Get rid of this one. Put the tough out. I'll get rid of one of these to put 2 threat out. I'll thwart for 4, clearing it. I use choreography. And let's put In Harm's Way back into the deck. Do I flip over? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I flip over for extra hand size? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I won't deck this turn. I only have 4 health. Yeah, let's flip over. Oh, I should. Well, whatever. Exhaust her as a heal X damage for Lopez, where X is the highest cost card tucked under her, which is nothing. Okay. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 card left there. Ready. Two, 1 threat. Schemes for tuna boost. 3. And this gets dealt to me. Yep. Okay. And then this gets dealt to me. So they have guard and villainous. Security guard, 0 scheme, 2 attack. Patrol, vulnerable, guard, villainous. When defeated, discard the ally with the highest attack. Okay, that one's fine. I don't care about that. Tug of War. When revealed, you may spend 3 physical resources to move an art attachment from the villain to your identity. Otherwise, move an art attachment from an identity to the villain. And this card gains Surge. Alright, he can have the art on this thing and become confused. And it surges. When revealed, find Kingpin. Response, after you thwart, place that threat here. 4 more thwarts here. Remove this card from the game. Kingpin. When Kingpin would attack Maya Lopez, he schemes instead. Okay, great. He's not an influenced minion. Okay. I don't know if that helped me or hurt me by flipping. Okay, choreography. Army of 1 gets shuffled in. And I draw 1 card. Best offense. I have no cards tucked. I'm going to have to recover. And then I'll flip, and I get to get a aspect or basic event from my deck and put it in my hand. Should be that Army of 1. Okay. I decked. I'm going to get an encounter card. I wish I had the katana. It would be really nice. But no, I got rid of it. Okay. These are all defensive type cards. Improvisation. Cool. One, 2, 3. I'll spend 3 for improvisation. So after you play an event, if it has the following traits: attack, heal damage from Echo, defense, remove a threat from a scheme, thwart, deal damage to an enemy. Okay. And those are not attacks or thwarted, so that's cool. American Sign Language. Yeah, American Sign Language. These 2 cards to play in harm's way. Again, my defense is 2, 3, 4. So I get to do 4 and 4. So I'll thwart for 4 here, which ends up, after you thwart, place that threat here. There's 3 or more, so it's going to go away. 4 damage to this guy, discard an ally. I don't have an ally. This goes away. Remove from the game. Okay. And then improvisation. That had both attack and thwart. So attack, I get to heal 1. Thwart, I get to ping for 1. Take off that tough. Okay. And then I'll tuck it. Okay. And then I'll use muscle memory to remove it, or move it back into my hand. And then I'll spend it for an Army of 1 to ready. Army of 1 tucks. And I will punch him for 2. Okay. Ready. 5 cards. Okay. One threat. He goes to attack me. steal this. Loses confuse. Can I do 7 damage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe? I won't defend. 3 damage. Okay. 1 retaliate. Kingpin schemes instead of attacking. Because when Kingpin would attack Maya Lopez, he schemes instead. Okay. Second encounter card. Nowhere safe. Put a pursuit counter out. Discard an upgrade or support I control. I'll get rid of the res. Alright, second encounter card. Crooked Cop. Quick Strike, invulnerable. Quick Strike for 2. I guess I just take it. And he gets to retaliate. Alright, my turn. Can I win right here? I don't have any guards out. He's sitting at 6. Attack for 2. Okay. Spend 3 to put out Daredevil. Attack with 2 for 2. Daredevil says after Daredevil uses a basic power, reduce the cost of the next event you play this round by 1. I will use muscle memory to put Army of 1 back into my hand. I'll reduce the cost using Daredevil by 1 to ready Maya Lopez, tucking it. She'll attack for 2. Hey, KO. There we go. And then I had this again, so I could have done it once more. Actually, I guess yeah. Might not have needed Daredevil, because I could have used this. Alright. Woof. Finally, a victory in the Art Museum Heist versus Purple Man. Yes. I did not flip down as much as I had in the previous games. I guess that might have been the difference. Okay. 2 more villains to go in this series. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Bye-bye.